In this series of Property Finder Talks, I'm speaking to Mohanad Alwadiya, CEO of Harbor Real Estate, about Dubai's rent-to-own legal framework. So can we go into a little bit detail, let's say in an apartment in Dubai land with a 20-year payment plan.
Yes.
How would that work for the average consumer? Number one, how do they find it?
Sure, they need to contact you or contact us at Harbor Real Estate.
And number two, what are the terms and conditions? How does that contract look?
This is a very good question, because most of the offers that are being introduced today by developers, they depend on the fact that these properties are still off plan. So basically, when a buyer purchases this unit, their unit is registered in the Uqudi registration system of Dubai Land Department, which is the initial registration for properties that are still under construction. As soon as the property is completed and the developer receives the full amount, they transfer the ownership title from Uqudi to the title deed system. So you receive your actual title deed. Now, most developers, what they've been doing when they're offering these buyers the extended payment plan is that they keep the registration under Uqudi for a couple of years, even after handover, until you complete all your payments. So let's say over 5 years, and then I register it for you in the title deed. This is the only way that existed before for developers to protect their interest while offering the buyers a registration at the Dubai Land Department. It's worth mentioning that all buyers should avoid or run away from any offers that promise them just a contract without registration at DLD, at Dubai Land Department. Because some people were trying to offer this. They'll tell you, look, I'll give you a contract between me and you. After you complete the payment, then we'll do the sale. Stay away from that because you're not fully protected legally. The option I'm talking about with the 20-year payment plan, for example, we started this at Motor City in the projects called Casa Flores and Casa Familia. These are townhouses. They're the phase 2 and 3 of Green Community Motor City, one of the most popular communities in Dubai. So these townhouse villas are sold to customers over a 20-year payment plan. What happens there is all you need to introduce is your checks, the payments, and then you receive an actual registration at Dubai Land Department. You get a title deed because it's a ready property. It's not under construction. So immediately you get a title deed. This is news. This is a new introduction.
This is breaking news, actually.
Breaking news, yes. So what we've done is under the supervision and leadership of Dubai Land Department, they always work very hard to introduce new laws and regulations to develop the legal framework and infrastructure of the market and to cope with any industry or consumer trends. And that's what they've done. They've actually introduced a new system where buyers interested in buying a rent-to-own property will receive a title deed which is locked against a payment plan. So the title deed reads title deed, not an Uqud registration, locked against a payment plan.
Interesting.
Right? And there are terms and regulations. The legal team at Dubai Land Department worked very hard on this under the leadership of His Excellency Sultan bin Mijran, the head of Dubai Land Department. He personally actually was very passionate about introducing this new concept. And I think it will have an amazing impact in the marketplace. We're already doing that at Harbor Real Estate. We were very privileged to be the first to be piloting this concept. And it's doing very well, Lynnette. Buyers are very happy because they're receiving a title deed for a ready property under their name. In their name. And it says that this property is locked against a payment plan. So basically, I keep receiving your payments over the period of the rent-to-own scheme, let's say 10, 15, 20 years. At any point of time, you can come and just settle the payment. No early settlement fees, no hidden charges, no IBOR. It's a fixed...
Interest?
No interest. It's a fixed rate.
Interest-free.
So basically today we agree on a price, which is more or less the average prices of the marketplace. Might be slightly higher, but it's not as high as the banks. That's the good catch. No down payments or very small down payments, maybe 5%, not 25% or 50%. And what happens is you pay in installments, fixed amounts, so you know how to organize your financials. No surprises. Some of the customers are actually paying the checks in advance. We actually develop the checks for them. We write them, they just sign them, and we keep them, and it's just automatically deducted from their accounts on a monthly payment, just like a monthly rent. And whenever you want, you can come and settle the amount, and then the title would be transferred to a normal title deed, not a title deed locked with a payment plan. So this is a new introduction in the laws, which I'm personally very excited about.
It is very exciting.
And I'm very grateful because I travel a lot around the region as part of my work with the Dubai Real Estate Institute. And I have seen the legal framework across the region, not just the GCC, the entire Middle East and even abroad. the speed that the Dubai Land Department is following and the pace in developing the laws and regulations is phenomenal.
It is.
And I'm very grateful that I'm working in Dubai, in such a great city where they actually depict any new trends and they introduce solutions for all the stakeholders in the industry.
So with the rent to own, 20 years, let's say for example, I'm a client.
Yes.
And 5 years down the road, I realize that either I don't want to be in this area or I'm going to leave Dubai permanently.
Yes.
What happens at that point?
You have two options. Either you can offer it for sale, and then what will happen is, unlike the banks, in the banks you have to find a buyer who will settle the full amount and then opt for a new finance. Whereas in this case, you can just get a buyer who will continue the payment plan automatically. So everybody's approved. We just need to have local bank accounts with the checks, and you can get a buyer who will continue the payments. You get your share from them, and then they can continue the payment plan. The second option is for you to give it to us at Harbor Real Estate to manage it on your behalf. We can rent it for you, and the rent will end up paying almost 60 up to sometimes 80 or 90% of your installments. So it's an amazing, it's like it's paying for itself.
Yeah.
That's why it's also a great investment option for buyers. I think you should buy one, by the way.
Thinking about it.
It's a great offer, and they're, by the way, another thing worth mentioning, that they're very limited units, because with such schemes you cannot cover mass products or mass projects. So for example, in Casa Familia there are only 95 townhouses. In Casa Flores there are only 130 units, and they're selling every day. So
we're supposed to have the video in the model home,
yes,
which apparently got sold and
you
they
know,
moved in.
at New Year's we received over 800 leads.
Wow.
And a majority were coming from Property Finder, thanks to you. So a lot of people are interested in this, which really reflects the market reality. Customers are interested to buy because 2018 and 2019 represented and are representing great opportunities for anybody who wants to buy a property, because there is real value right now and unbelievable offers that I believe will not be repeated again.
I agree.
I've never heard of 20 years rent-to-own schemes ever in Dubai. It's only because of what's happening in 2018, what's going to happen in 2019, that we're able to actually come up with great packages for buyers.